to the session, guys. Yesterday we saw the flow basics. What are the type? What are the automation things that we use, and how many types of flows are there, and other automation things. For example, lightning components, approval process, visual force pages, all this. So, you guys got any doubts or need any clarifications from previous session?
No.
So in this, go with the flow. Like again, it like uh, topic we discussed. And in this, one of the things that we are going to learn is some basic terminology and how these flows works, and when we need to use these flows. Okay, so we got other things also, right? Not only flow, we have you can write the code, you can use the components, triggers. So we have lot many. So in that also, among all these options, when we need to use this flow, and for which situations this flow is suitable. Okay, so those are the things that we will get to know in this session here. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in this thing, we will get to know what are the things that we call basically the terminology or technical terms when you are working with the flows. Okay. So Salesforce flow is nothing but uh, like it's a option or tool they have provided. Okay, to configure or you automate your business process here. Okay, similarly flow, both are same. Uh, you can use the terminology or you can assume both are, they do the same things. Okay, and flow builder is the tool. They have provided a tool, right, where you will go and create flows. You have other like the type of flows, right? In the when you go to the flow builder, and you can find all these flow options or the flow types. Okay, that is a tool. You can see that. Okay, so now let's go and see how we can create how we need to use this flow builder and how we can create the flows. Okay, so you want to go with the exercise or you want to complete this explanation, guys? Can I show this in practical or you want to go with this explanation?
No. Actually, please show the practical use.
Okay. So this it will be same thing. Now, like there will be no difference. I'm leaving this description part for you guys to go through it once and understand. And now I'll take a example there and I will show you in practical. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let me launch if it is there. Only quiz. Okay. With me. Anybody remember which playground we are using? Anybody remember from previous session? Okay, last
No.
used. Let me
Actually,
use.
the last time we have used in the hackathon one, in the sandbox.
Mhm. So I just opened that hands and alls which we used last night. Okay.
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 So in every arc it will be same because it is a thing that is coming from Salesforce. So there will be no differentiation. Okay. If you open any other arcs also like developer arc or any other sandbox also, okay, enterprise edition, unlimited, anything, you can go to any edition, it will be same. So to go to the flows, you need to go to the setup. You guys know, right? Setup.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So from setup, like not only flows, there's automation tools, workflow, or process builder, all those things you can. It will be coming later. Cool. Thank you. Go to flows type flows.
Okay. Yeah, Venkat.
Okay. So here you can see like couple of flows which are pre-installed or came up with the managed package. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are all pre-installed coming with the Salesforce. Okay. So the flow label column that will tell you what is the flow name. Okay. And second column process type that defines what is the type of the flow, whether it is screen flow, platform event flow, order launch, record trigger flow, all those things. It will come under process type. So third column is active or inactive. So if it is true, that means that flow is currently active or the current flow version is active, the latest version. So always in flows, you will be maintaining the versions. Okay. So for example, let's take the first one, cancel item flow. So in this flow, when you create this flow, it will come up with the version 1. Okay. After creating the flow, always remember you need to activate it. Okay. When you do that activation, then only it will be running in the backend. Otherwise, the system will not consider for automation. Okay. For example, after activating this, like you forgot to add something or you want to modify the flow again. Uh, Others can go. Please unmute if you don't have any questions. Rahul, mute.
Okay.
Okay. So if we want to modify the flow, then you cannot directly go and modify the flow. Okay. See, if the flow is already in active mode, you cannot directly go and click edit and modify. Okay. So deactivate that or then do your changes, then activate it again. Activate it again. So then the latest version it will be updated to version 2. The previous one is version 1, now version 2. For example, you want to do the modification again, then you need to edit that, do your changes, then activate it. So in this thing, how many versions you can go up to is 50. Okay. For a flow in a single arc, you can do versions up to 50. So after reaching 50, still you want to do some modifications again. So what do you need to do? The system will not allow you to save the changes and update the version. So in that case, you need to go to the previous versions. For example, version 1, version 2. Those are not required now because you already modified those flows. So go and delete the older versions of the flow and create a new thing. Getting guys? Guys, any doubt?
Yeah, just don't. Once the flow is created, it could be deleted.
No, you can deactivate it. So you can see
It
that
only
art column, right?
deactivated now.
So,
Yeah.
for
So
example,
after no. My
wait,
question is,
I'll clarify that, Pratnesh. So, for example, your flow you created in some dev sandbox. Okay. So you remember, right? In directly nobody can create, or it's not supposed to be create any flows directly in production. Production is something like a new live org where the actual users come and work. Okay. So that means you need to create the flows in the lower orgs in developer org or QA or UAT somewhere, and then with the help of chain set or your package through the deployment, then you will take. Okay. So when you do this thing here, okay, so instead, for example, you don't want to take this flow to the next level, or you don't want to take it to the production. So just come and deactivate this flow and remove it from your package.
okay.
Okay. So these are the three columns mainly that we look for here. Okay. These are the existing flows, right? So Celsius provided flows, just ignore those. Or you want to go and see how it looks like, you can do. At the right side, at the end of the right, you can see a drop kind of drop down. No. Rahul, against each flow, there is a drop down, right? Yeah. Click on that. Okay. So since it's a manage package things, you cannot even edit. Um, So now you want to create a new flow. Okay. So this is the thing, the flow builder comes in, and you can see all the kind of the flow types: screen flow, schedule, auto launched, record, platform event, record, all these things. Okay. So depends on your requirement. So yesterday we saw, right? We also did that matching, when to use what, right? So when you need something, your requirement depends on the record creation, deletion, or modification, then you will need to go with the record triggered flow. That is an example. Or it is your flow is time dependent, then go with the schedule. Or you want to launch it automatically based on certain conditions, auto launch flow. Or you need some input from the user, based on that input, then run the flow, then go with the screen, the usual interaction, so screen flow. So these are the, like, mostly you will get the thing is like screen flow when a better UI enhancement we are doing, and when it is required user input, screen flow, that is the main thing. And auto launch flow and record triggered flow, these are the three things we mostly use, or mostly it will fit to the most of the requirements. Okay. So let's see how the you can take any flow type, like the inside each and every flow type, the combinations are the tools are the things which will come, it will be same. Okay. So click on screen flow, create. Okay. So the white screen you can see, right? The white screen, so that we will call it as canvas. Okay. So every flow will, it start with start, the start symbol is there, right? Kind of play button. Yeah. So and ends with end. This two, it will be mandatory for every flow. Any type of flow, whatever you choose, these two things will come here, start and end, it will come. So in between, in this start and end, what are the things you are expecting here, what do you want the flow to be executed, so that you need to you need to design on your own based on your requirement. Okay. Rahul, left side there is a kind of beside selected elements. Yeah, before that, can you click that? Yeah. So this is the toolbox. Okay. This is the toolbox where you can see. Rahul, can you click on once again? Yeah, once again. Okay. So the things what are you are going to use that will be coming in this under toolbox. Can you click on select elements, Rahul? Select elements. Okay, no selected elements here. Okay. Can you just go back and click on that previous thing? Toolbox. Yeah. So here are things like using this flow, as we mentioned, we can update the records, delete the records, modify the records. Okay, all these are certain actions. And also, as I told, it's very much similar to your flowchart, right? So in flowchart, what you will do, you will do the basic checks, if else conditions and all. Okay, so the same things you can do here. For example, we want to just go with this same example. Okay, the stress example. Um, Rahul, can you click on that plus symbol in between screen flow start and end? Plus, yeah. Okay, so here are the things how it will the things which you are going to be used in the screen flow. Not on the screen flow, all these things. Rahul, can you just scroll down? That, yeah. So these are the things. Okay, these are the things that are available in flows to be used. Okay, so can you scroll up to the top, Rahul? We can just explain all these things. Okay, so here, so interaction is something the system or the application wants to talk to you in certain mode. Like it can be a screen, or it based on certain action, or the flow can be triggered another flow. Okay, the one which you are creating here, from here you can trigger some other flow. Okay, so those are the three options. Okay, those are the three options we can use for interaction. Okay, Rahul, can you click on the screen, select screen here? Yeah, so this is the screen. For example, in the yesterday's example, so when you go and see the ATM machine, and it will come up with insert your card kind of thing. Okay, so left side you can see the components. Okay, so all everybody know the data types, right? The data types in Salesforce, when you are going to create some fields, data types.
Yes. Yes.
Data types you are aware. Okay, so along with those all data types except the the remaining all data types you can see here. Address, you can see the extra also here. Okay, the checkbox. So based on your requirement, you need to choose. So it's very much similar to how you are going to when you are going to create a certain field. First, what you will do, you will decide the data type first, right? Same here. Okay, the same. You first from the components you need to select the data type. Rahul, can you click on fields? Yeah, so for example, if we have any fields are predefined, okay, or you want to fetch it from the record, for example, account record or contact record, so those fields you can select from here. Okay. So at present, I just want to go with Rahul. Can you switch back to components once? Yeah. Look for the text. Yeah. To click on this text immediately in the screen window, the text will be is displayed here, right? Okay. So my intention is to put some text here on the screen. Okay, that's why I have selected text data type, and immediately the text I got on this. So Rahul, just type something. That is fine. Type something. XYZ. Yeah, click on it. Click on it and type. No, no, right side. You can see right the label and API name, values you can. So if you type something here, it will get updated there. So just put label name as welcome note something.
Good test one.
Underscore. API comes underscore. Taste
No,
underscore.
no. So here, so Ratnesh, the API name you might have seen when you create a field or object something. So the API name the system will take automatically. We never go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
by default it will come up. So still
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to
But
change, we can.
okay.
So here underscore C and all those are not required actually. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
each and everything it will be tracked separately. Okay. So
Okay.
the here test one what we have entered there. So this is the something like we have given. This is a kind of label. The field or the node that we are going to display. It's a label. Okay. What if you want this text always mandatory? Then you need to check the required checkbox. Okay, these are the common things. Okay, for example, I just selected text data type. So don't think for text that's why it is coming like this. No. So whatever you select, you can select pick list, radio button, checkbox, whatever. So still it will API name will get populate, and it will ask you whether it is required or not. And in case of pick list values and all, it will ask you to enter the pick list, just like how you create a fields, right? The custom fields and all. Yeah. So if you scroll down a bit, you can see component visibility. So
Yeah.
that means you want to enable this test like hello all the time, or based on certain conditions you want to enable. So can you click on the drop down, Rahul? Always beside, yeah. So you can see the conditions, right? So these are the
Yeah.
conditions you can set up. So if user dot name is equal to Rahul, then only show this text. Or if the user login address is something, or user profile is something, then show this. Like these are the conditions that you can always think of, or based on your requirement. So this is the feasibility you can set up here. Okay. If you just closely observe this component visibility is nothing but in your custom field creation, there is a section will come up where it will ask you to set up read or edit for the field against each profile. You guys remember that screen at the time of creation? It will ask, right, whether you want to make it as that field is read only, or you
Yeah.
want to make it
Yes,
edit
yes,
for certain profiles.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
So you can like compare these two things. Okay, these are the two you can observe. Uh, Keep it always, Rahul. Go to the next thing. Yeah, click somewhere. Yeah. So now, even for this thing, you want to validate it. So you know, right, how the validation will rules will work. So
Yeah.
you want certain things to validate as throw some error if they enter incorrect data. So that also you can do it here. Okay. Next, it's similar to your validation rules. Okay. So that section is something like if you are looking for some help, so it will show some articles and get. Okay. So in the same screen, for example, we just selected test. So Rahul, just go to the components and again select some checkbox.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So the checkbox came. So right side again, you need to enter the name for the checkbox, give some value, and put default is false or true, whatever. So again, the same things. It will repeat. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I have a confusion here that
Yeah.
in the set component visibility, I have not defined any criteria. Then
Hmm.
how
It
will
it
it
will
work?
always show. So that is what you selected, right? Always.
Yeah.
Okay. By default, what we have printed in the screen is always coming on the this
Right.
checkbox or
Right.
text, na?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So click on it. Yeah, global constants. So the best thing is so for example the global things are there. For example, user is a global thing, profile role, custom settings, APIs, all these are global. Okay, the system provided variables. Okay, so those always will be available when you are working in the flows. You just need to type the dollar symbol automatically. It will come. It will show you. Okay. So
Okay.
now, for example, you are done. Okay, on the screen design. Okay. Now click on the flow label. There is a flow label, right? You need to enter uh, the screen name. Yeah, click on that. So enter the name of the screen. Some welcome screen.
Yeah. Welcome.
So if you want to put some description just to understand others, you can put that. So once you finished all your stuff, like you had done with your screen design, click on done. Okay, so it will get added to the flow here. So so after this thing, still after clicking on done, still you want to go and edit something again, you just double click on the screen. Yeah, double click. No, that blue icon is there, no? Double click
Yeah.
on that. Yeah. So again, it will open up. Fine.
Okay.
Uh, just close this dialog box. So similarly, at the after screen, there is plus symbol again. Can you click there? No. You want to add before screen or after screen? Anything you can do based on your requirement. Okay.
Okay.
Click on the plus symbol. So so this is one type of interaction. Okay, screen. So the best way that we the next section we can see you want to
Your voice is breaking.
when you want to do some logical operations. For example, let's say when you are creating some formula field, you might have seen all those things, right? The functions, if condition, uncondition, uppercase, lowercase, contains, all these things. Okay. So the similar way
Yeah.
you can see the logic section, the orange section. Okay. So assignment
Okay.
is something. Yeah, Rahul.
Yeah, assignment.
Wait. So assignment is something you want to assign certain a value to a variable. So variable is nothing but, so while working in this flows, you need to set up a kind of variables. Just like when you do in mathematics, we'll do, right. So x equal to something. Okay, here x is a variable. Similar to that, so you will create some variables, and this variable can be assigned to anything that you are going to work with. Okay, any record value, or any field value that you are going to deal. So you can do this assignment there. Okay, so next thing, decision. So decision is something like the if condition. So in your flow charts, you might have remember this rhombus, right? So inside that you will put certain condition, x equal to y, then true. If what we need to do with the, if it is true, and what we need to do with the false condition. So similar to that, the decision thing, it can be used here. Okay, it will also work in the same way. Okay, there is no difference. Okay, in the same way it will work. And the loop is something, for example, let's take in your account, in account object there are 10 records. Okay, 10 account records are there. For each account record you need to update the, let's say one field is country. Okay, so for all these 10 account records, country field should be updated. Okay, so programmatically, when you go with the programmatically, you can use for loop. Okay, in flows you can use this loop icon, right? So then all those 10 a to account 1, account 2 till account 10, so inside that loop it will get iterated automatically. So first certain like account 1 record is updated, then it will go to account 2, then it will go to account 3 till account 10, it will go and it will update. So it is called like a iteration or loop.
So it is a cyclic now.
Yes,
Yeah.
till it reaches the end of the records, it will iterate. So next one, collection sort. So hope you guys are aware of the sorting, right? So sorting is something, if it is alphabetical, you can sort from A to Z or Z to A, ascending, descending, right? So if it is numbers, from lowest to highest, highest to lowest. So that is sorting. So the last one is collection filter. So that is something if you want to categorize. Yesterday I showed, right, in the report, when you want to go with the kind of collection, like electronic devices all should come together, the category. So you can also put off the filters here. Yeah. So here the data section. Okay. So for example, in the previous, so always how it will look, right? So based on certain conditions, even when you work with the workflow or process builders and all, or in even in program, okay. So you will not go and always update all the records, right? We won't go and update all the records because lakhs of records it will be there. So only the criteria matched records you will take and then you will update. So the criteria match something is the logic part, which we just covered in the orange color section. Okay. Now in this data section, so what will happen? The records which got filtered from the previous section, it will be passed to this section. Okay. So in here, you got all the records. So now what you want to do with those records, you decide. So here, if you already received the records, then what are the things you can do? You can update them or you can delete them. Okay, so these are the two things. In case you got all the variables, you got all the data, so then with that data, what you can do, you can create a new record. So that is create record option. Okay, the update record, delete records, these two. To for doing this action, what you need, the records already. You should be handy with those records so that you can do update and delete. So get records is something the query. So anybody written this SQL query or SQL query. So create, update, get records, delete records. Those four are fine, right? Rollback records is something. For example, in certain account record, you want to update some country. Okay, you all done those updation. But at last, based on certain condition. So, for example, account region is Asia, then you don't need to update those DML like the country updates. So at last you identified those. So based on that condition, so how back is when you select this rollback records, what the system will do, what are the updates previously obtained in the system, whatever the DML. So DML is something like create or insert, update, delete, all those things, right? So what are the things happen previous to that rollback section? All those things will get reverted. It will get reversed. Okay, that means, for example, x is 10. Now we have updated to x equal to 15. So after getting rollback, what will happen? The actual will set back to 10. That means the original value. Okay, so that is how the rollback works here. Getting, guys?
Can you explain the get record one more time?
Get record is okay. So in your org, so you have accounts and contacts, right? Okay. How you are going to? So my requirement is, I want Rohit to go and get the list of contacts where account name is Rohit. Clear my requirement?
Yes,
So can you repeat the question again?
I want to know about the get records.
No. So I mean my
You asked
requirement
me
thing. Okay.
go back and
So what I'm saying. So get records you want to explain, right? So get records is it will allow you to put your requirement or put your query. So in my query, what I will do, I want contacts where the account name is Rohit. Okay. So
yes,
I need to write a query there, right? Select contact name, contact ID, some XYZ phone number or something from contact where contact account name equal to Rohit. So this is the query. Okay, using this query, you will get these records. So this is more into kind of like development thing. Rahul, can you just scroll down if any other, I don't think any other sections are there. This
No, I am in the last.
okay. Yeah, can you click now on save button?
Actually, I have some doubts. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, actually, in the rollback records, how many steps can we go back?
How many flips? No,
Yeah.
see, uh, till so before this rollback section, for example, you might have done certain like the records, the list of records you will be with handy, right? So if you have the records or if you have the data or the data which is created, any part of this. So these things point, right? Okay, what I was telling. So the rollback, how it will work is when you
Yeah.
do the data. For example, let's take one example. You have updated accounts or contacts, any one thing. Okay, let's say accounts you have updated. Okay, the account records whatever you updated, whatever the value you updated, how many fields, irrespective of the fields, all the fields, whatever you did the updation, it will get reverted. Reverted in the sense, so don't things like, for example, account name, you change from Rohit to Rahul, Rahul to Ratnesh, then Ratnesh to Raju. So these many changes have happened. Then how we will, so you can ask this question, how we will get the rollback? No, that's not how the rollback section will work. So whatever the first instance happened, when it is name change from Rohit to Rahul, so the first instance is Rohit, right? So whenever you stop, see, for each and each updation, it will trigger one DML statement. Okay, that means from Rohit to Rahul, when is updated, that means one DML operation. Okay, so after each every DML operation, the flow will run. Okay, now what will happen after when the flow is running? The last value is Rahul. Rahul is the last value, and the first value is Rohit, right? So it will automatically pick Rohit and update the account name. Okay. Now from Rohit, you update it to Ratnesh. Again, one DML operation. So from Ratnesh, it will again update back to Rohit. So there will be no continuous changes, because after each change, the system will fire the trigger updations or DML updations. So all the things it will get started. So each and every DML, what will happen? There is a flow. There is a sequence of flows. Sequence of the things which will happen when you click certain DML thing. Okay, it will fire system validation rules, then the custom validation rules, before triggers, after triggers, flows, inside before triggers, after before trigger flows, after trigger flows, then the page layout validations, all everything. So these are the things you cannot go continuously. So I can go and change the account name from Rohit to Rahul, Rahul to Ratnesh, Ratnesh to Raju. No. So whenever you change from Rohit to Rahul and you click on save button, so all these things what I explained just now, all these things will be triggered. So among those, one of them is flow. Okay. When the flow is triggered and it reaches the rollback, automatically the first value will come. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Can you click on save now?
Yes.
Okay, just enter the flow name. Testing flow, something like that. Yeah, click on save. So whenever you click on the save button after entering the flow name, you can see at the top, beside flow builder, the flow name will come. The blue color layer. Yeah, and V1 means version 1. Okay. So at this point of time, we just created. Okay. So we have not activated it. So before activation, as a developer administrator, what we will do, we will debug the flow. Okay. We debug the flow means we need to, so debug is something method or the thing that we use to check whether the things what we have done, those are working fine or not. Okay. So click on click on debug. Click on run. Okay, can you see the screen? So we created a text and we created one more checkbox. The checkbox, Rahul given the default value as true. That is why it is ticked. Okay. So this is
Yeah.
what we just designed, and we can see the same. So that means our flow is working fine. Okay. Can you go back to the flow, Rahul? Yeah. So you can also see run option is there. Okay, so you can try that run option. So same thing, it will happen. Okay, there is no other thing. So the flow will just run and it will show the output. Can you go back to the screen flow, Rahul? So once you are done with
Yeah.
running the flow, debugging the flow, and if you think everything is fine, it's working perfectly fine, then activate it. So you can see a button, right? Activate. So
Yeah.
now the flow is activated. In case you want to do some changes here, okay? Uh, so in the same flow, you want to do certain changes, then you just deactivate it and do your changes and click on save as, then activate it. So same thing. So then the version will get updated to version 2. Okay.
Okay.
So this is we just touched the high level thing on the screen flow. So you saw, right, there are other flow types as well. Okay, try logging into your arcs, explore the things, click on the plus symbols, sometimes take screen, sometimes take action, uh, dig into that logic part, use loops, use conditions, use assignment, update records, insert record, try all those things. Okay, if you get any doubts, just note it down, we can clarify it tomorrow.